welcome. We're live from Xi'an, China for the World Cyber Games 2019.
No, oh, nice. They're all on the cliff! Onto the cliff! In the meanwhile, we've got Drace hiding in the back. He's going to be able to pick up the double kill.
Lich in trouble, he comes to Storm, what no call will use defensively, trying to save the goal!
Oh no, they're not going to be able to do it!
Look at that! He's going to end the game on the core here, and we see on the core, and that's going to be game!
Welcome back, everyone, to the World Cyber Games 2019 Grand Finals. And when I say that, I mean it now, as we're into Crossfire and finally inching our way further into the Grand Finals. And Jason Kaplan joined by the cool Japanese-style sleeved up.
I can't even see it though.
Blue.
I have to go like that.
Hey. Hey.
This is like the highest I can raise my arms. So
Why?
well, because I'm wearing a coat for one, so it's like it's threaded that way.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to rip it. So.
I can't do that because my my delts are so big.
Your what?
My delts. My delts.
What are your delts? Is that a muscle group?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't like go to the gym.
I was hoping you were going to ask me to point to my delts, and I was be like, here? You know these.
They're pecs?
There you go.
Okay.
Pectorals.
Pectorals, yeah, if
There
you
you
want to
go.
be particular.
So we are into the Grand Finals. It's going to be all Chinese affairs. Move on from talking about our own bodies to talk about the China body that's shown up to this tournament. They unfortunately did fall very short when it came to Crossfire Stars 2018. But now coming into this, they finally have taken that time to grind away and finally redeem themselves, getting into the finals, Blue. Not too shabby, if I say so myself.
Not too shabby indeed, and we'll have to see which of these two teams will come out on top. We already saw them go up against each other yesterday, if I remember correctly, where we had Super Valiant facing off against this team, and as you know, we had kind of been seeing, All Gamers has had a pretty messy run for the most part, making it to this point in the tournament.
Yeah,
whereas
they won every game day one and then lost every game day two.
Yeah, it was like really weird, but Super Valiant has sounded a little bit of a burn, at least like from the matches we've seen of them on stream, they've looked like a more cohesive team at this event. And I'm still feeling that way going into the final. Like, it still looked like there was mistakes being made by All Gamers, almost too reliant on the clutch capability of players like LXM over the course of the series, and ZQ more often than not as well. So they're going to have to try and come up with something else besides that. Otherwise, I feel like Super Valiant still has a pretty big edge over these guys, even in an extended best-of-3 series.
We think back to day one, in the very first game they played against Trust. You had N9 go like 15-0 before he did fall, unfortunately, in Black Widow. They had a 10-0 game, which was really unexpected if you think about it, considering Trust should be one of the best teams in the world. But you can see them coming on stage here, trading flags, having a little bit of huggy time. Can we hug like that, Blue?
After the game.
Promise?
Yeah.
I think you swear. Why do you give me that pink? I give you my left hand pinky and you give me your right.
It was more convenient.
It's true. But no, so you thought they were cheering China, and we were talking about this during the break. Well, now what do they cheer when it's just all China against each other?
I don't know.
China #1?
I don't know. I heard it again though. Whatever that. It sounds like China to me. I don't. It's like it's a giant mass.
I just want to see the two super fans just duke it out. Just go head to head.
I don't know if Super Valiant had one of those.
Can we get that like in a picture-in-picture of the two super fans just bullhorning against each other?
Screaming at each other, trying to out-chant each other. It's definitely looking like we've got quite a few people here though for this matchup, and it's going to be fun to see it all come together. The Super Valiant fans over on the right side. We've got the fans of AG over on the other side as well. And you guys can once again see the rosters here in case you haven't had a chance to check them out just yet. There they are for Super Valiant. We'll more than likely get the other roster, All Gamers, up on the screen in a moment as well.
I was actually wondering if we would, because we were looking at the screen behind us. We were turned around for our program monitors. There we go. TMQ, ZQ, 70kg, OWU, and LXM. I really wish that anytime like OWU clutches, he just says his name really loudly. OWU!
What is he, a wolf?
He's like a husky.
Okay, that's not fair.
Well, anyway,
that's mean.
Yeah.
people out there, they don't know
They don't
context behind that. But
They don't need to know the context.
No.
Because every husky is adorable, and if you're not having a husky and you're not petting it every day, then what are you doing with your life, Lou?
I have one, and I haven't seen him in like 2 months. So it's starting to get very depressing.
So the map pool that's not depressing for this series, we turn the tides of this topic to be a little bit more cheerful. It's Ankara, Mexico, and Black Widow. They did meet on Black Widow yesterday, which was a 10-6 scoreline for Super Valiant. Can they turn that super score into a super tournament victory today? I know, it's pretty crappy.
It was a bit of a stretch on that
Yeah,
one. I'll give you like half points for it though.
But I'll take it. I'll take anything I can get, to be honest, at this rate. But we have Pacific Macta playing up against Golden 5 in the third place match. That starts a little bit later on. That'll be covered by Kyle and Lethal.
Yeah, that should be happening, I believe, right after this one over on our tournament stage.
Important game, though, considering winner takes home 20 grand, loser takes home
a donut.
Really? You're going to buy them a donut?
Well, donut in the form of a
0.
Yeah.
Oh, a goose egg. Oh, you say donut, I get hungry. I'm American. Come on. You know what I'm thinking. Give me that Krispy Kreme sponsorship. To be honest, I really like Krispy Kreme that much. I like
Back
the
at
regular.
it again.
What's that?
Back at it again at Krispy Kreme.
It's the juice. You can see the fans, though, coming out and cheering and rooting on for their teams. And it's going to be a good game. I feel like this is going to go the full way. This should go 3 maps. I'm hoping we don't see a 2-0 victory for Super Valiant. If we think about the history between the two teams, Super Valiant lost to All Gamers when it came to the Chinese regional qualifiers to get here today. And then Super Valiant went back to beat them in the round-robin group stage. But can they continue to do that here in the grand finals? It's going to be the question we're going to be asking. Is, wow, they are...
Whoa.
I thought they were going to break that desk.
That was in sync, too. I'm impressed.
No Backstreet Boys about it.
How much you want to bet they practiced that?
I don't want to bet. To be fair, both teams did it.
Did they? Okay, I didn't even see the other team do it.
It looks like we're loaded in.
I'm impressed either way, but let's get into it, folks. We've got Ankar coming up here.
We got this. Ready? Ah! I didn't scream! But here we go, the grand finals
we're on a mic.
of WCG 2019. It's All Gamers against Super Valiant.
All right, folks, let's take a look. We're back to Ankara once again. It's going to be our first map of this matchup. And it turned pretty interesting when we had All Gamers on it before. Because we ended up seeing All Gamers have to change up the playstyle quite consistently, actually, to try and kind of figure out how Golden 5 were working this one. Now we'll get to see if there'll be anything different in the cards this time. And it already looks like that's going to be the case for the most part. We had the big stack outside of A Long was like the main contention point for pretty much the entire match. But immediately going into these two different teams facing off against it, you've got All Gamers already trying to vie for more mid control here.
Thing is, we know that All Gamers like to attack the A site over and over and over again when it came to Golden 5. Super Valiant, though, going to keep 4 players more towards that B side, more anchored in that direction. So I guess they're playing for the retake as well here. As if they've done their homework, they know that they should expect. But again, All Gamers going with what they did in the last game. Throughout both maps, play slow, no need to rush anything, and just wait out the time.
That's exactly what they're going to do, too. Time. Meanwhile, getting low, they've used about half of it here. 70 kg with a great start, though. Inside of the back A tunnel, is able to knock out N9. 18 there for a trade just a second later. He's able to take him out, and this brings it down into a 4v4. As now that's going to box Super Valiant out of the site, meaning an easy plant's coming right up here for All Gamers.
Little spray was able to catch a ZQ on the plant. Oh, off to the side, waiting for him to come around the corner. The flash screen comes through. Actually, could have been a potential good time for him to push through, but he gets the first. That's Evanson's going to be falling. Has been returned just at peaks again, but that's going to be 2 players now going down the side of All Gamers. 3-on-2 for the retake. TMQ playing towards the back stairs. ZQ gets 1, ZQ gets 2. Can he get the 3rd as well? He knows exactly where he's going to be, and there it is! The triple for ZQ, and All Gamers take the first round.
All Gamers a great hold, albeit one that goes down to the wire to decide it. We do see them coming out on top. The deciding, half for a lot of these teams. It's the one where it makes or break a team for the entire map. So we need to see them get off to a good start and hopefully take a little bit of a lead here too. A little bit more action happening this time though. Super Valiant already pushing their way out through A Long, trying to make connection against All Gamers right towards their spawn. They're ready for it. They held back. They were prepared to take this fight. Uo with 70, both pick up kills, but Ensign finds himself a double. Another one going to be picked up by him as well as he switches over to the pistol to find ZQ. Now leads us into a 3v2 with favor to Super Valiant.
My question is, the C4, it's got to be down over there as well. So how the hell are TMQ and LXM going to retake this? By the way, well, that's not going to work.
TMQ is not doing anything this round.
I just wonder, how many times is All Gamers going to depend on like ZQ to pull off the clutch? To pull off the 3 kills he did get. Like, so many times we've seen these players making these massive plays. And there we go. Super Valiant do equalize things at 1 apiece, so that nice aggressive play right out in towards mid.
1-1 teams once again starting out by trading blows here as they're going to start the map up by figuring each other out. Super Valiant and their own aggressive tendencies. It seems to have worked well for them to start. And they're going to try to do it again, this time in a different direction, though, pushing out through B-Long instead to make their way over. Try to fend off some of the early aggression from all gamers. It won't work, though. Not going to be able to find much, and also minimal damage being exchanged between the two teams, so Super Valiant is basically going to peel that pressure back and go back into a static site play with a 3-2 split, or 2-1-2, actually, as they've got a player holding in mid, I believe with the AWM, and that is in fact Emzen.
9 throwing a nade in. Not going to really catch on to anyone, unfortunately. There we go. Emzen, you talked about him, hits another snipe shot onto Owu this time. Might have ZQ in his crosshair in a few moments. He's not going to be pushing up for that angle, so he's not going to be gifted the second shot.
Time going to continue to tick down regardless. And at this point in time, all gamers looking for a route to execute. The problem is their C4 holder as well is getting caught up in another fight right now, and he's going to go down. 18. That's a massive kill for him, whether he knows it or not yet. Now AG have to peel back entirely. Trying to get some mid control going in their favor here too in order to get C4 back into their control. They actually have an opportunity to sneak away with it as 18 tried to wrap around from a better angle. They haven't gone to retrieve it just yet, but oh, LXM catches 18 on that flank attempt, heading way back over to the BL spawn. Catches him, and that means AG are going to get back control of the C4.
They at least bought a lot of time though by downing the C4 carrier and then force them to deal with him in their own spawn. And we can see that 4 players actually going to be sitting on the SV side over towards this B position. They still have a couple players towards middle, though, to help protect. DBQ watching that pixel shot. Okay, as well. 30 seconds left to go. The C4's actually rotated back towards A, so worst case, it looks like they're just going to play for the retake here and play in the afterplant situation. And 9, who had a phenomenal game against Trust, being relatively quiet so far. Emzen, can't really say the same about him. 4-1 and 6-2. For 18.
Like going down to the ground, AG out of control. This is where the retake's going to get difficult for Super Valiant. It's once again that fence retake that we saw Golden 5 struggling so much with on the previous map. How about Q? Going to be able to move in, find 70 kg for the next pickup. Maybe a chance here for Super Valiant to get it done yet, as they do now have a superior man advantage by a pretty large margin. They can just overwhelm the defense. The flank from Ankar finishes things off, as Super Valiant will be able to once again pick up the W here. We now go 2-1 over AG.
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying.
Right? It's hard. I can't figure out.
I feel like it's China, but...
I do too, but
be...
I don't understand the point to chanting it in this match.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got to be something else. It's got to be something in Chinese that we're just like not hearing correctly.
That would make the most sense, yes.
You know, yeah. Language and
freaking Guilo's here trying to speak about it. Trying to figure out what they're saying. Oh, shot comes through out of Emzen. Not going to connect, unfortunately, as he likes to back away.
All right. G going to work their way forward here. 70 kg picks up the opening frag. They wrap around the corner. Ankar with a quick trade. The problem is he's all alone right now, at least until the rotate works his way back in. But Ankar holds the line. LXM with the first trade and the second brings his team back into the fight. And ZQ seals the deal with 2 more pickups at mid, putting AG right back into the match at 2-2.
You see them cheer right there, and I think they're instantly saying, like, stop, we gotta make a call for the next round. We need to figure out what we're doing, because the rounds do pick up so quickly. You don't have, like, the time between rounds to discuss anything.
Only about a 3 to 4 second downtime from once the round ends and the next round begins. There's no buy time or anything like that. Others, we don't really have an economy system in this game to worry about. Teams just get thrown into rounds, fully bought up already. That means you are instantly back into the action. And especially with the aggressive play that we've had from some of our global risk teams here on this map, you need to be ready to fight essentially 5 to 10 seconds into the round.
Unfortunately, with the way all gamers have been playing, that I guess you're getting a little bit more luxury in that time, since they've been a lot more passive in the way they do want to attack. Emzen maybe looking for a shot here. He's going to have a player off towards his left-hand side, but not going to give up that much of an angle to him. It's kind of wanting to see some more mid-control out of Super Valiant, though. That rush they did go for completely caught all gamers off guard and didn't eventually net Super Valiant their first round. They're heading over towards the B side, and not really that many people there to defend against this. They're going to have a person behind them, though, as they push their way through. So we're going to have to really deal with Emzen on the AWM.
Generally speaking, though, back flanks haven't been a massive issue for teams at this event. So I'm not going to be too worried about that yet until we see its actual impact being made. In the meantime, though, all gamers, because of the kind of awkward positioning that Super Valiant is playing for right now, well, I was going to say in theory, could have walked right out onto the site, but Emson says no to that. Already finds a pickup here. So far, it's been for free. It's going to call for rotates. This is a good move, though. ZQ holding a player in mid, cuts away the rotates, takes out 18 in the process, and causes some division on the Super Valiant side. We never really saw a commitment from AG into the B side, so they don't know that the C4 is already here and locked in.
They're going to know eventually, but they're taking their time for all gamers to actually get the plant down. Super Valiant, they have 3 players grouped up towards the A site, leaving Emson back over towards middle, though.
Not feeling safe enough to put that plant onto the ground yet. You've got to be really careful about your plant timings, especially when it's this close in Crossfire, simply because that is taking a man out of the fight, and you normally need them just because TTK is so quick in this game.
There we go. Finally, get the site fully cleared out. C4 will be planted. Now it's going to come down to a 4-on-4 retake. See the 4 players grouped up on the Global Risk side, trying to push through. And now going to be leading the charge. Problem is he's going to have so many angles to check here. Thought that O eventually takes him down. The rest of the players aren't even in the site. They're defending towards the ramp. And now they're going to know this. They take down ZQ from behind. N9 gets 2 now. Maybe looking for a 3rd. He jumps back up again. He's stalling for time. He's eventually going to fall. And look at that. 3 players. All of a sudden, Emson left to himself. He's got time to still pull off the defuse here, but he has to hit the shot on the player directly below him. Is he even going to check? Turn around! LXM drops him. And all gamers take the round.
All gamers now taking the lead away from Super Valiant. Super Valiant have normally been trying to control the game plan here, but it hasn't been working. All gamers doing a fantastic job of taking it in their own stride, at the very minimum keeping the advantage tick into their favor. They've done it once again, now with a 3-2 lead. Let's see if they can build it up once again. Gonna try to throw some pressure at mid. They do get some initial damage off against Emson, and in general, push back the more aggressive tendencies that we had been seeing in some of the early rounds from SV.
Got tagged on the cross, too. Below half HP, 18 below half. Not a good start here for Super Valiant. As all gamers, more importantly, have taken the lead. 6-3 for ZQ, 6-3 for LXM. LXM was actually really quiet in the last series, especially on Ankara. I think he had 1 kill on that on the attacking half for Blacklist. He's been able to step up here, and what a time to do so. N9's gonna have a lot of company. Are they gonna peek at the same moment? There you go. The 1 tap. Scream would be happy. Drops him. Man advantage back in favor of Super Valiant, even though they're on low on HP, a couple of players. What?
Well, just denied by ZQ right there as N9 tries to go for the hop down into the tunnel. That's going to actually open the gates pretty wide here for AG to try and work something. As before, they were stuck in a 3v5. They've only got a -1 disadvantage now. Here's the problem, though. Super Valiant do have a flank working its way in. As LXM catches that. Eliminates 18. Things just start to look better and better for AG as the round goes on.
DBQ's still in sight, though. TMQ's going to have a very hard angle to clear towards fence. Q even there as well. Flash comes through, spots him out, turns around, gets him, looking for the second. ZQ comes up, and TMQ gets himself a double. And that's going to be all gamers taking the site. Okay, 1v2. He wins these, Blue. He can win these. I've seen it.
He's ready. He's sitting back and waiting for the push, but yeah, doesn't win that one, unfortunately, as TMQ finishes things off. Now really starting to solidify an advantage for all gamers here as they move up 4-2 over Super Valiant with 3 rounds left in the half.
Good start here for all gamers. I think they have to be very happy with what they've been able to put on the board here so far. Another defensive half is very strong as well. A little bit of a trade here, 1-for-1. The pace has been picked up. Pushing towards the B side. The Bars are being flanked from behind, but TMQ doesn't care. He gets the first and the second. They shut down the flank. The problem is they've lost the players on the forefront. Ankar takes down 2. Emson gets down TMQ. And it's just come down just like that, all to ZQ. But it is ZQ. We've seen what he can do in the past. But can he do it yet again here today to get them up 5-2?
ZQ making a run up, but Emson will get the better of it in this situation. And as a result of that, Super Valiant come right back into it, not tying it up as they've been doing in the past, but still keeping it close to the chest. 4-3 against all gamers.
A little bit of aggression again out of Super Valiant. Out of Ankar and 18 as they were pushing up initially, but back away. I feel like they're playing very similar defensively to Golden 5. Like, they're playing very passive, and they're letting All Gamers get full control of the map. And I wonder if that's going to continue to go the same route when they do swap sides, because All Gamers still did that up against Golden 5. They pushed out a little bit more aggressively towards middle. Golden 5 gave up that free ground.
To be fair, though, when Super Valiant have tried to play aggressively, it's been relatively hit or miss. It's even like flanks and whatnot haven't necessarily been a be-all, end-all for them to try and come back into a round, even if they've gone unnoticed. So I think that they're a little bit scared to try anything right now because AG's just had, they've had eyes in the back of their head and been really good at countering a lot of these actions out. N9 and Uo, we're going to trade blows to start this round off, however. Dao Q gets one with a nade on top of a normal kill. We also see 18 picking one up.
LXM saw one.
Yeah, to LXM alone now in this 1v3 situation. He's going to get pincered, though, in a moment. Can't even get that first kill, though. Ankar gets him on the crouch. That's going to be Super Valiant tying us back up. Both teams winning 2 rounds back-to-back. And now we are tied again at 4-4 going into the final round of the half.
Are they screaming at the other team or screaming to their teammates?
I don't know.
I can't tell.
I didn't really notice it, to be honest. I wasn't on a minimap.
Well, Super Valiant now 4-4. Who's going to come out with the lead at the end of this first half of our first map? 9-6 for 18. Emson at 8-4. And Emson, I want to say he was quiet when we did see them in the one game that they did play. The memory isn't fully there in my old age. Oh, so you agree I'm old? Good to know. And 9, they're going to go back to holding.
No opinion.
Towards fence. Spots out one. I think he's just going to try to escape. Yeah, I realize there's too many eyes trained and too many gun barrels facing his direction.
So All Gamers are going to work their way back. It's going to take a passive stance, probably another like 20-30 seconds here before they try to work their way forward into a site once again. Even splitting up, trying to look for intel more so than anything at this point. And Super Valiant's still stuck in that passive notion. They've got besides that, they got a little bit of pressure working into the back tunnel of A. That's mainly just, again, intel gathering at this point, though.
That was big intel out of him, though.
Yep.
Because he checked vents again. Like, he backed off prior when he saw quite a few players, but he pushes out, sees there's no one there, so it kind of leads them to believe, hey, they're probably going to hit towards B, which technically is the way they are currently going. Unless we see LXM get a big kill if he heads over towards vents.
5 seconds left here, though. AG need to make their move soon. It's their last chance to make an impact, and they definitely want to try and take the lead if possible, coming off the first half here. When they're going to move in through the under tunnel, leading out onto the B site. 70 kg with a good opener. Now let's see the follow-up, as the rest of the team needs to connect here, needs to get themselves on site, and that'll be the hardest part about this. Dao Q is able to trade out the first one, finds a second too, but it's being traded appropriately at this point by AG. Not going to keep it going, though. N9 supports DBQ, taking out 70 kg, giving them the man advantage.
Well, 2-on-3. DBQ spots out TMQ, but not going to drop him. Now down to a 2-on-2. LXM pushes in. Not able to get the spray on to N9 now. It's going to be all on TMQ with 13 seconds left. He's got to run in for this one.
TMQ trying to work his way back up. Will easily retrieve the C4. Spots one of the 2 remaining members of Super Valiant Gaming. I think it's an opportunity. Good flick to find N9.
No time.
There's one more needed, but yeah, time is going to run out. Oh, just when he was about to try and get the kill, too. So close. But no cigar this time. And it'll be Super Valiant to go ahead 5-4 at the end of the opening half.
All Gamers looking a little bit sad with that result, but 5-4 is exactly what we wanted to see. A very close matchup between the 2 Chinese teams, the best of China. They're getting riled up.
See them once again, both of these huge crowds rooting for their respective teams. Really want to see them come out on top. These are 2 legendary names in Chinese Crossfire history. They get to meet once again on another international grand final to see which is the best and take home that $80,000 grand prize if they should manage to best the other one. Second place, of course, still going to be taking home $40K as well. But it isn't that prize purse, and of course, they don't get the trophy that goes along with it. You can see right in front of you now. We are live, folks, with the second half, though, so let's get into it. Super Valiant now on the attacking side, the Blacklist, and All Gamers on defense for Global Risk.
And Emson pushing in very aggressively with AWM. He's going to have backup there, yes, but be very confident in his reaction time to hit that shot. So we don't see All Gamers taking some early control. I was wondering if Super Valiant would give that control up again like we saw with Golden 5 in the prior match. Instead, it's very, very similar to what we just saw in the first half for both teams.
Well, either team really trying anything here in the opening minute or so. It's looking like at the moment we're going to end up seeing Super Valiant just try to crunch through middle. Knock out the AG defenders here. Only one setup as well. It's going to be LXM trying to hold the line, and yeah, he gets overwhelmed as smoke blocking his path too, making it a little bit difficult to fend off the opening push. 70 kg, though, is going to be able to trade that back on the site. A flank attempt fails. Emzen counters it back out. 18 also picking up another one. A great start here for Super Valiant. Just need to close out in the 4v2.
Oh, that's a C4 going down. They actually have a flank coming in behind as well. DBQ going to be the one to lead the charge on that. Emzen just trying to buy some time for the flank to work, but he's going to fall. ZQ gets the first. Don't tell me ZQ can do it yet again here for his team. Touched up so many times against the Golden 5. But I want to say 1v3 is going to be a little bit too much of an ask. As you see, DBQ come around, get a double. And there we go, Super Valiant. Getting out of their chair screaming, up 6-4 here. They're 4 rounds away from going up 1-0 in the series.
Very, very close now, of course. They took that slight edge coming off the first half, and they get to extend the lead a little bit more now. So as you mentioned, 4 rounds away from being able to close this out. Just need to keep themselves strong on the attack. Do try to take a little bit of a battle in the middle at the start of this next round. Not going to find much from it, though. But because of their hesitance and the focus on middle, this is going to allow for at least one player from AG to push out into the middle. It's 70 kg, but he quickly gets dealt with as N9 wraps past the mid-tunnel. The rest of the team going to work their way through it now to try and clear out and make sure there's no other tricks up AG's sleeve hiding back here.
Nice flash coming through, though, to support him. It's just unfortunate that he couldn't hit the shot. Or maybe N9 was just a little bit quicker on the trigger. With the man advantage, Super Valiant. I feel like when you're in these positions, when you're up by a player, and you're up in a round at the moment, just that extra round you can pick up and that ability to lock down one of these rounds. So important for teams to be able to do something like that. And we're seeing, actually, all gamers get some information by pushing out towards middle. So they now know middle's open, which means A is going to be open, and they know the hit's going to be coming towards B. Problem is, Super Valiant don't know about this.
It's going to be Super Valiant pretty much walking onto the site in a moment here. Emzen even holding his own against an aggressive push from Lula. It's the second player to die in that position this round alone. TMQ finally getting the better of one of the members of Super Valiant. Should have an easy plant in front of them. However, they're working their way back into this. LXM finds 18. Plant's going to go onto the ground. They've got even not anymore. N9's going to be able to find ZQ. The advantage once again goes back into Super Valiant's favor, at least for now.
They're trying to get aggressive with their defense here. I think they know the general angle they're going to be coming from, and what a shot out of N9. Almost puts the nail in the coffin of this round. It's going to spot the last player, LXM, and N9 is going off. They're excited for this one, and why wouldn't they be, considering how this match has been going? 7-4 now. 3 rounds away.
Super Valiant, a great start here so far to their blacklist side. Just need to build it up a little bit further.
Oh!
They'll have an 18 as well with a great start to this one. Fine 70 kg right at the beginning of the round. And again, Super Valiant will be able to leverage this, just like the last round. They get an early lead, and now just have to build on it.
This is what we need to see, I feel like, out of Golden 5 when we think back to, like, Mexico. Because you had Snox get so many kills through smokes where they'd have a man advantage. Yeah, I understand it's a different map. But you have to be able to maintain those advantages, and you have to be able to trade kills effectively. The time to kill is pretty high when it comes to this game. I think maybe if G5 did work out that problem, there's a chance we could have seen them here in the grand finals. And N9 at 4-1 in this half. Starting off very well. I feel like he's pretty similar to ZQ or TMQ, where you can put up some really big numbers. Now, very clutch kills. Maybe not in the 1vx situations, but clutch kills to win them the rounds either way.
So you got Super Valiant going. Or a wrap around through middle. One player being kept in that central tunnel as well. And that'll be Dalbao Q. Is going to attempt to group up with the rest of Super Valiant later. More so than anything, watching for any potential flanks from AG. AG, by the way, really heavily committed to an A stack right now. 3 out of 4 of the remaining players there. No one on the actual B site. Just keeping TMQ at the rotation point in between the 2 sites. More to act as a signal man than anything else.
Well, the B site should be free I mean, TMQ, if he can hit a couple amazing shots, he has an opportunity to maybe potentially hold them. He's actually been stalled off for time, though. TMQ gets one, but DBQ going to return. Eventually be sprayed out through the wall, though, but the bomb has made its way in, and it will be planted. So a 3v3 after plant situation. ZQ switching over to the AWM, sorry. Looking for a shot, but I don't know if he's going to be gifted one of those. Ankar, you can just see. Peeks a little bit too far, he will be falling. And the other two players on the side of All Gamers are flanking around from behind.
20 seconds remaining here. Both teams, of course, trying their best to hold this out. It's going to be another one-for-one exchange between Ankar and LXM. N9 with another pickup. He's been brilliant at playing against this hop-up wall. Finds a second kill to end the round as well. Super Valiant so far flawless on their attacking side here. And just 2 more rounds away now from closing out the first map.
Oh, here's Superfan there.
That's All Gamers Superfan, I believe.
Yep.
We're here quite a bit so far at this event. This time it's going to be 70 KG, though, that wins the Om battle. Manages to take out Emzen. And finally, for the first time in quite a while, All Gamers will have a man advantage to start a round off with.
Yeah. First time in this half. But can they win the round off of that? That's going to be the follow-up question. They got part A of their plan done. And a pretty big player falling. I mean, yeah, only 2 kills for Emzen, but he's been able to apply a lot of pressure with AWM. DBQ, in the meantime, going to be picking this up. N9, though, at 6-1 in this half. After 3 rounds, averaging 2 kills a round. Consistency out of this man has been flawless over this tournament. And we see, well, from our minimap, the All Gamers have actually taken a lot of middle control here. So they really want to deny a lot of position, to force them and funneling them over towards this B site. It's going to come down to probably an afterplan situation now between the two.
In the meantime, it's looking like Super Valiant have committed everything to that back walk-in towards B. And once again, because AG is like really varying their setup here on their defensive side, they're going to end up just leaving the site wide open.
Oh, what?
Now,
so, sorry, ooh, actually chased 18 there. Hit him with a couple of shots. 18's come back now towards middle, picks up a kill onto LXM. And he's going to head back towards the B site, so cutting off one of the areas they could be flanked from. That was, I think, a major misstep out of AG, not to continue to push in towards spawn, to flank around from behind, but they have 3 players going to be pushing from the lower side. Ankar's going to be waiting to receive this, though.
And 9 won't be in his usual position to play this out. It's going to be Ankar that has to do it instead. He can only go 1-for-1 this time around. Ooh, nice little flip around there. 18 tries to jump into the fight. It's all going to come down to N9 ultimately, though, and he'll face off against ZQ. ZQ trying to swing out. N9 doesn't necessarily want to take this fight unless he has to, but now potentially jumping out of the defuse. No! Leaps off of it. N9 takes him down. Super Valiant still can't be stopped. They're only 1 round away from closing out the map now.
I am amazed to see how N9 can stand up out of his chair with this entire team on his back. That is tough quads he's got going on for him. I mean, the glutes must be fantastic, because this man is doing it. Currently, for his team, 8-1 in this half. Can they get the early kill yet again? TMQ backs away, but LXM in the meantime has gotten 2. And we asked the question, can All Gamers take that man advantage they did have for the first time in the half and win the round? Well, they couldn't, because N9 was there. Now Emzen's going to help equalize things at 3 apiece.
Some players very low, however, on Super Valiant, specifically Emzen. N9's also lost about half of his health. They're not out of hot water just yet. It's been a slow start for them on this round. ZQ trying to take a fight. Won't be able to get a whole lot of damage going, but he does have this back flank ready and available to put these guys off. 70 KG. He tried to hop into the open here, take this fight against him. Out he goes. Manages to catch Emzen, who was already very low. That was the easiest fry they could have gotten. Ankar as well gets destroyed, I believe, by a nade. So he's also going to go down to less than 5 HP. Very delicate for the rest of this round. This may finally be where AG can start, but they continue to trade it out. N9 finds another pickup. Super Valiant completes the rotate into the A site. They don't necessarily have the room they need to plant just yet. However, N9 doesn't care. He's going to hide behind the plant box, sneak this in, back away. Still with the smoke supporting him in the process.
That's a massive kill N9 got, by the way, because Ankar was sure to fall in the middle if he didn't pick this one up. Flashbang comes through, so he's forced to drop down, give the control. In the meantime, Ankar's going to be flanking from behind. Well, they expect it. N9 needs to just stay alive, and Ankar gets the first. He clears the angle. Now N9 knows exactly where the last player is going to be, and he's done it. He gets the kill. N9 again. And Super Valiant going to take map 1 in the series.
Easily the most one-sided halves we've had so far in Ankar in this tournament. Complete domination. And for All Gamers, just seeing nothing from them on the second half. Yes, able to trade appropriately in the first half. They had control of the attacking side, but just nothing, unfortunately, on their defense. It falls to pieces, and Super Valiant crush them 10-4, giving them a dominating lead to start this series off with.
I don't know what all gamers or the Superfan needs to do, but something's got to change going into our second map. Super Valiant looking like clearly the better team when it comes to these two Chinese rosters. And I feel like people are going to start moving from the all gamers side and just, oh, this isn't my chair, and they're going to move over to the
Bandwagoners.
side. You know, they're going to be clout seekers. It's okay.
Yeah. It's like the NBA after every playoffs, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody's a fan of the team that wins.
Of course.
That's for like any sport.
Well, I'm always a fan for any team that plays against the Lakers. Just like in the Super Bowl, any team that's up against the Patriots is my favorite team at the moment.
Yeah.
But they always seem to lose. So maybe
fair.
I should make Patriots my favorite team.
To be fair, you'd have like a winning track record in that case. That's like a safe bet for now.
Yeah, very true. One day we'll still want to win. But all gamers need to take this time and figure out what they can do differently here as we head over to Mexico. Looks like SV going to be on the Global Risk side, and AG going to be on the Blacklist side. But a fairly good match. You know, again, we talked about like TMQ a bunch, LXM a bunch. They've been ZQ as well, starting on the side of all gamers, but it's just been basically for the side of Super Valiant and 9. He has just been single-handedly like taking his team on his shoulders and helping carry them through. And I wonder what's going to happen. Like, is he going to have the same performance? And if you've seen him, he's standing up, shouting, his entire team is rooting him on every time he gets these clutches.
Especially on Blacklist, right? Like, he just absolutely destroyed
Yeah.
that hop-up wall.
Oh, yeah.
Every time they got control of the site, he would, I think like for 2 or 3 rounds straight, he just picked up 2-3 kills in a row.
It was great
same
timing.
exact positioning.
Like, every time he jumped over, he had like a kill.
He's
And-
got amazing game sense.
Yeah. And I guess a good back from his team, but it looks like we have loaded into Mexico. It's into our second map of the Grand Finals. Will it be our